just said, congratulations.
Of course they did. It's not against the rules to buy tickets.
I thought an alarm would go off and they'd start yelling at me.
So did I. Do you really think we're the only ones who know?
Feels like a dream, when you're winning big just by hacking the system, right? But what if I told you that, like in that movie, we can also play the odds in our favor? Don't believe me? Let's play a quick game. Heads or tails? One more. Last one.
Are you winning, son?
Let's try a different game. How about rock, paper, scissors? Best of 3 again. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. One more. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Last one. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Had any luck? Odds are you lost on both games. But what if I told you that those losses wasn't just about luck? The truth is, these games aren't just about luck and chances. They can also be played with strategy and mind games.
Sample size. That is where I went wrong. I didn't calculate the frequency of probability. It's just math. Let me show you. Here. So if you take a coin and you flipped it 1,000 times, you might still get 60% heads. But if you flipped it 5,000 times, the probability gets closer to 50%. The sample has to be large enough to take luck out of the equation.
Now let's try the rock, paper, scissors for example. If you're playing with someone who's losing, there's a higher chance that they'll change their hand the next round. So, what you're going to do now is prepare for it. Wait for them to panic, and let them fall into your trap. By simply narrowing down your opponent's choices, you either win or at least draw. At the end of the day, you don't lose. In the wild, they don't like to play around because the only option they have is to win. It's survival of the fittest. An eagle will never play by simply pecking down its prey. It would always drag it up to the skies, using its wings to its advantage. May it be as small as a snake or as big as a deer. The game will always be where it would dominate its prey. But, as humans, the game is slightly different. Most of these factors are already within our grasp. We just need to recognize and leverage it. The world is easily influenced by the quirks we have. And it's just a matter of how we play the cards in our hand to tip success in our favor. So, what's the secret formula? It's all about playing with your own unfair advantage. Let's borrow the Miles framework from these guys. Let's break it down, shall we? To start, the most obvious one is resources, specifically money. Money can buy us happiness. It can fuel our dreams. The more resources you have, the more trials you can play. The abundance of money can leverage resources for marketing, speeding up construction, creating a boatload of time and manpower, ideally crossing out most of the issues that businesses have. On the other hand, having limited resources invites creativity and resourcefulness. Intelligence and insight is a great quirk to have, and abusing money to always solve your problem dulls the mind. Having a keen sense of identifying problems and solving them in the workspace is an essential part for your development. Knowing the in and outs of your operations prepares your mind for problems that may arise in the future. When setbacks appear, always take it as a step forward, a setup for the huge leap ahead. If you aren't facing any problems, maybe you haven't noticed that you have a spending problem. Ask yourself, can you move to a cheaper place? Does your online business require you to live in an expensive place like New York, and your supply chain is just shipped from overseas? Maybe you don't have the time to start a big business. But you can start with side hustles to cover up your bills while you are building your business. Understanding that there are problems, and providing solutions, should always be the essence of building a business. But sometimes, external factors change the playing field. To be specific, luck. Sometimes timing can help 50% of your success, but you know what's better? Believing that there isn't any such thing as perfect timing. If you would always be waiting for the perfect opportunity, you might miss out on the small progress. But believing that today, or every day you would be lucky, you would surely increase your chances for success. This allows you to not miss out on the small progress and every bit of opportunity. Shifting your mindset to consistent effort is what's important. Others are influenced by your status. Whether it comes from graduating from a prestigious school or belonging to a prominent family, simply having a well-known name can significantly impact your success. People often perceive you differently based solely on your name and the reputation it carries. It entails a network contributing to your success. Now that we've explored the theory, it's time to put it into practice. Have you fully leveraged all your resources? Think for yourself. If you continue to merely react, you will be preyed upon.